Hello, good evening, everyone.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah. So in the last class, we have discussed about intrinsic semiconductors, right? Intrinsic semiconductors. Intrinsic semiconductors. What are intrinsic semiconductors? Hello. Tejaswini,
Sir,
what about intrinsic semiconductor? What we have discussed about the intrinsic semiconductor?
sir, that
Intrinsic semiconductor is also called
pure semiconductors.
pure semiconductors. Means we didn't add any impurities. That there is no any impurities. If you take a silicon crystal, all silicon particles only will be there. If you take germanium crystal, all germanium particles only will be there. There is no one more atoms in that. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
So in the intrinsic semiconductors, at 0 degree Kelvin, what will happen?
So insulation. So it acts as an insulator.
It acts as an insulator. Insulator. If you increase temperature up to room temperature 27 degrees centigrade, or we can say 300 degree Kelvin, so what will happen to the intrinsic semiconductors?
So the bond breaks and electrons are free to move.
So that intrinsic semiconductors acts, it having little bit conductivity, right?
Yes, sir.
It behaves like conductor, not full conductor. So there is a conductivity property, right?
Yes, sir.
So when there is a conductivity property, so at room temperature it will conduct, okay, not large amount of protons, not large amount of electrons or holes, not like that. Less, very very less amount of electrons. So less amount of current it will carry. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Very very less amount. But we can say that insulators, like at 0 degrees insulator, and at 27 degrees centigrade, like 300 Kelvin, at that point it having little bit conductivity property. Okay, so now when we are increasing more temperature, is it the meaning that it will allow the more, it will conduct, it will behave like a conductor?
No, sir.
No. If you give the more amount of heat, there will be a damage in the crystal itself. Okay,
Okay, sir.
just at room temperature only some of the electrons it will allow, so some of the current it will possess. There is some conductivity. If you, okay, it is conducting at room temperature, it is behaving like some conductor. So if you increase more amount of heat, so it will behave as a conductor. It is wrong, it won't behave like that. There is a damage in the crystal. So when current in the intrinsic semiconductor, due to what? Due to which factor current will be there in the semiconductor? Tell me. What is the current in the semiconductor, intrinsic semiconductor? Electron current plus hole current, right?
Yes, sir.
That is nothing but the total current in the intrinsic semiconductor. Clear?
Yes, sir.
So you can write I, you can write NE VE NEVE plus NH VH. What is VE? You know what is VE and VH? Tell me, what are V and VH here? Current formula, did you remember? N V N E V D. Did you remember this formula? Current equal to NEAVD.
Yes, sir.
So similarly, I am writing here A and E and A I took common. So VD place VE, N place NE because number of electrons. Okay, number density, electron density, total number of electrons. And what is VE here?
Drift velocity.
Drift velocity of electron. So it is VE is nothing but drift velocity of electron. Drift velocity of electron. Now VH, nothing but drift velocity of holes. And whatever current producing by the intrinsic semiconductor, that is very, very small. Okay, very, very small. Remember that. Now what about Ne? Electron density, number density. Okay, number density of electron, number density of electron. How many electrons will be there? That is the N. So can you see here? Yeah. And VH, sorry, NH. NH is nothing but number density of proton, holes. Nothing but positive charge. Electrons and holes. Write down that. So in semiconductors, current we will get, that current is due to electrons and holes. But in conductors, electrical current is possible due to what? In semiconductors, current is possible due to the motion of the holes and electrons. But in conductors, can you say?
So movement of ions.
Conductors, in conductors, like metallic conductors.
So electrons.
In metallic conductors, electrons. Movement of electrons. But in semiconductors, electrons plus holes.
Okay.
Okay. In liquids, like liquids and gases, then
ions.
Then ions, positive ions and negative ions. So we will say cations and anions like that. So this is what we have discussed about. Okay, so one of the problem that we will do. Look at this. So this is the one formula here that you have to remember. First formula. In intrinsic semiconductors, current formula is I total equal to IE plus IH. I place we can write NEA VD because it is the relation between drift velocity and current. Drift velocity and current. So according to that, IE place NE, E, VE, A we will write. So like that we will write. Prisha, am I clear, Prisha, or any doubt? Hello, Prisha?
Yes, sir.
Clear, ma, or any doubt?
No, sir.
You was, are you there in the last class?
Yes, sir. Well, I mean, no doubt, sir.
Yeah. Now see. So intrinsic semiconductor conductivity is a very, very less, actually very less. At room temperature, it behaves like it having little bit conductivity, that's all. So if we want to increase conductivity, okay, if we want to increase conductivity, intrinsic semiconductor, intrinsic semiconductor. So this intrinsic semiconductor conductivity, if we want to increase, okay, if we increase more amount of heat, it is not possible. There will be a damage in the crystal. So what we will do, we will add impurities to the pure semiconductor. So to this pure intrinsic semiconductor, nothing but pure semiconductors. To these pure semiconductors, if you add impurities, so that we can increase its conductivity. Am I clear? Am I clear? Prisha, am I clear, ma?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now we are going to add impurities to the intrinsic semiconductors. Then it will become, once if we add impurities to the pure semiconductor, then it will become extrinsic semiconductor. Extrinsic semiconductor is nothing but impure semiconductor. Impure semiconductor. Because to the intrinsic semiconductor, we will add impurities. When you add impurities, intrinsic semiconductor will become extrinsic semiconductor. So extrinsic semiconductor is also called impure semiconductor. We are adding impurities. So when we are adding impurities, it does not mean we have to add so many impurities. No need. Just one atom for 10 to the power of nearly 23 atoms, suppose it's silicon, pure silicon. For the pure silicon crystal, each and every 10 to the power of 23 atoms, you can add one atom. That is enough. If we add one atom, that is also suitable size. Suitable size also should not be more than the silicon atom size. It should be less than the silicon atom size. Not very less, not very more. Suitable amount of size atom that we have to place in the crystal. So if you place in the crystal, then silicon will become impure. Okay, I will show you how to add that right now. So if we add impurities to the semiconductor, intrinsic semiconductor, it will become extrinsic semiconductor. Now we are going to discuss about the extrinsic semiconductor. Extrinsic semiconductor. Extrinsic semiconductor. So extrinsic semiconductors are called, these semiconductors are called impure semiconductor. Impure semiconductor. So question is here, how to add impurities? How to add impurities? How to add? This is what the question here. just now I told which impurities we have to add. That impurity should be, size also should be same like silicon. If you take this silicon crystal, look at this. In the silicon crystal, this is pure semiconductors, because all silicon crystals only, all silicon atoms are there. All silicon atoms. Okay. Now, when you are adding impurity, that impurity size should be similar to, nearly equal to the silicon atom. If it is very more, crystal will break. If it is very less, there is no any effect on the crystal. So it should be nearly equal to the silicon atom size. Okay, silicon atom size. So how to add that impurities? That is what the question. Now what I'm going to do, I am going to heat this silicon, pure silicon crystal. When I'm heating pure silicon crystal, what will happen? Just, it is a pure silicon crystal I am heating. When I heat the silicon crystal in presence of environments, in that environment there are some impurities also. Okay, so I am heating this silicon crystal in presence of some impurities. So what will happen now? Tejaswini, come on ma. So this pure silicon crystal I am heating in presence of some impurities. What will happen?
So impurities are added in the silicon
How?
crystal. Because by heating the electron, I mean, what do you say?
Come on. Likita. If we heat this pure
The
silicon,
bond will break now, sir.
no, not that. Okay, not like that. You should not break bond. If bond breaks, then again it will become, there is a what is that? Pure semiconductor only. Bond should not break. You have to give less amount of heat. Okay, very less amount of heat. So if we heat the crystal in presence of impurities, so crystal will expand when you are heating, right? When you are heating, crystal will expand or not little bit?
Yes, sir.
When it is expand, whatever the small impurities are there, that impurities can enter into the crystal.
Yes, sir.
So that is the one of the process, right? So how to add impurity means, first one is by heating pure semiconductor in presence of, okay, in environment, of impure, okay, conductor in environment having impurities, So in that environment, impurities are there. So by heating pure semiconductor in environment having impurities, when you are heating that pure semiconductor in impure environment, so crystal, when it is expand, impurities will go inside. Or second one, if you take the pure silicon crystal, you have to bombard, means you have to collide with the small impurity. What will happen means the small impurity can go inside this pure semiconductor, because when you are bombarding means, so some of the atom will go very, we have to make sure that atom should move very fast, such that that atom should enter into the pure crystal, pure semiconductor, it should enter. If it is enter also, no problem. So we can impure atoms by bombarding the intrinsic semiconductor by bombarding the intrinsic semiconductor with the impure atom. Bombarding means collision. If impure atom is moving very fast, if you place any crystal, impure crystal, it can enter into that crystal. If that impurity enters, then pure semiconductor will become extrinsic semiconductor. So these are the two methods that we can add impurities to the pure crystal. You no need to add more amount, just one atom for 10 to the power of 23 atoms. One atom you have to add for 10 to the power of 23 atoms. If you add, what will happen means conductivity will increase 10 to the power of 16 times it will increase. See, just one atom if you add to this number of atoms, conductivity increases 10 to the power of 16 times. It will increase. You can understand. Then this pure semiconductor will become a extrinsic semiconductors. Then conductivity of extrinsic semiconductor is more than the conductivity of intrinsic semiconductor. Tejasvi, am I clear, ma?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so look at this. So in these two processes that we can add impurity. Prisha, am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Now, so one more here. The adding of impurity to the pure semiconductor that process is called doping. Doping. So doping is nothing but adding of impurities to the pure conductor. That is nothing but doping. So whatever you are adding, that impurity is called dopant. That impurity is called dopant. Whatever you will dope, that is called dopant. That process is called, means adding of impurities to the pure crystal. That process is called doping. Whatever you doped, whatever you added, that is nothing but dopant. Likita, clear, ma?
Yes, sir.
Prisha, clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now look at this. Okay, we will add. So if you take a pure semiconductor, if you add impurities, it will become extrinsic semiconductor. So how to add that impurities? There are two processes. In the two process, we can add impurities, no problem. Now what that process is called doping, and whatever you are introduced when you are placing, whatever you are placing in the pure crystal, that is called dopant. Everything is clear. Now which type of impurities that you are doping? Which type of impurities that you are doping? So by doping, by doping of impurity to the pure semiconductor, then it will become extrinsic semiconductor, so that extrinsic semiconductor is divided into two parts. One is N type, second one is P type semiconductors. N type semiconductor, second one is P type semiconductors. So this N type semiconductor and P type semiconductors that we got, these semiconductors is divided into two parts, N type and P type, because of doping, what you are doping. So which type of atom that you are doping, basing on that semiconductor is divided into two types, N type and P type. Now we are going to discuss about N type semiconductors. In the N type semiconductors, so in the pure semiconductor, which atom that if you place, it will become N type. Which impurity that if you place in the semiconductor, that it will become P type semiconductor, we are going to discuss. So basing on the what you are doping on that semiconductor, again divided into two types. Okay, now I am going to explain about the N type semiconductor. Can I? Tejaswini, am I clear, ma?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now see, N-type semiconductor, look at this. What will happen in the N-type semiconductor? So first I will say types of impurities. Types of impurities. Types of impurities. So first type is pentavalent. Pentavalent impurities. Pentavalent impurities. In pentavalent impurity, each and every atom having 5 free electrons. The elements of each atom has 5 valency electrons. Pentavalent is nothing but each the element of the elements whose each atom the elements whose each atom contains 5 valence electrons. 5 valence electrons. That impurities are called pentavalent impurities. For example, For example, we can say phosphorus, phosphorus, one. Second one, we can say antimony, nothing but Sp. Third one, we can say arsenic, yes. So these are pentavalent impurities, means for each, even phosphorus, antimony and arsenic, each and every element, these elements, each and every atom having five valence electrons, not free electrons, 5 valence electrons. So 5 valence electrons will be there. Okay, so these are called pentavalent impurities. So if for the pure semiconductor, if we add pentavalent, what type of semiconductor that we will get? For what is the first one? Am I clear? Did you write down this? Tejaswini, did you write, ma?
Yes, sir.
So pentavalent impurities are also called donor impurities. I will tell why it is donor impurities. I will tell, right? It is also called donor impurities. Why we have to call donor? I will tell you, no problem. Look at this. Prisha, am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Can I?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now, trivalent. Trivalent impurities. Trivalent impurity. So trivalent impurity, the elements whose each atom contains 3 valence electrons. Trivalent, tri means 3. So there are 3 valence electrons. There are 3 valence electrons. Example, aluminium, Al. Second one, gallium, Ga. Third one, indium, that is In, etc. Boron also, fourth one, boron. Etc. So these elements, the elements whose each atom contains 3 valence electrons. If there are 3 valence electrons, trivalent. That's what you have to write down that. Prisha? Hello?
Sir,
Prisha, why we have to add impurity to the pure conductor, pure semiconductor?
sir, for making them the extrinsic semiconductors.
So extrinsic semiconductor, what is the difference between intrinsic and extrinsic?
Intrinsic semiconductors are pure pure semiconductors, but
Conductivity. Difference is conductivity.
conductivity,
Sir, for intrinsic semiconductors, conductivity is very less. But for extrinsic semiconductors, conductivity is
more.
more. If conductivity is more means it allows more amount of current. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Conductivity is less means less amount of current. That's all. Okay. Only because of the conductivity, we have separated semiconductor into two types. One is intrinsic, one is extrinsic. Okay.
Extrinsic.
Now we have two types of impurities. How many types of impurities we have?
2 types.
First impurity what?
N type.
What is the first impurity?
Trivalent.
First tell me what is the first impurity? Trivalent. Second one? Come on, previous one.
Yes, sir.
If there are 3 valence electrons are there, trivalent. If there are 5 valence electrons, pentavalent. What is that?
Pentavalent.
So trivalent impurity we have, pentavalent impurity we have. So if I add trivalent impurity to the pure semiconductor, what will happen? Or if I add pentavalent impurity to the pure semiconductor, what will happen? Understand clearly? Now what we are going to do? Prisha, did you understand what we are going to do now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we are going to add any one impurity, either trivalent or pentavalent. If we add the trivalent or pentavalent, not both, okay, any one impurity, if we add to the pure semiconductor, then it will convert into extrinsic semiconductor. But extrinsic semiconductors is two types. One is N type, one is P types. So if I add pentavalent, which semiconductor it will form? If I add trivalent, which type of semiconductor it will form? That is what the topic. Okay, look at this. Now look at this. So I will take, now look at this picture carefully and tell me what is the difference that you find in this. It is theoretical topic, totally is theoretical. Just you have to write whatever I am explaining and what you understood, that you have to write. Here I took silicon. Silicon. In silicon, how many valence electrons are there? In silicon, how many valence electrons are there? Hello?
4.
4 valence electrons are there. That's what you are seeing, no? 4. Silicon. Is it this 4 valence electrons are free, or any work is there to this valence electrons? Is it these free electrons? These valence electrons are free. There are 4 valence electrons are there. These 4 valence electrons are free, or it is doing any work? Tejaswini.
Sir?
In silicon, 4 electrons are there, right? Valence electrons.
Yes, sir.
That 4 valence electrons are free or doing any work?
Sir, they're bonded, sir.
Yes, they are busy making covalent bond. Okay.
Yes, sir.
With the neighboring
Atoms.
Yeah. Now what did you understand? Is it the pure silicon crystal or what?
Sir, it's impure, sir.
Impure. Why? Because what I added here?
Phosphorus.
Phosphorus I added. In phosphorus, how many valence electrons will be there?
5.
5. 4 valence. No. Okay. Now 4 electrons are busy making covalent bonds with the neighboring silicon atoms. Okay. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
But one of the electron is free, right?
Yes, sir.
One electron is free. Prisha, am I clear?
Uh,
Diagram, am I clear?
yes, sir.
Okay. Now it is free electron. There is one extra electron. So phosphorus, we told that phosphorus is a donor impurity. Donor impurity means this phosphorus can give electron to other atom. It is ready to give because there is one free electron, no? It is ready to give. Here, now free electron is there means this free electron we have to give very less amount of energy so that this free electron will move from valency band to conduction bands easily, right?
Yes.
Even at room temperature, this free electron will move from valency band to conduction band.
Yes, sir.
Clear? So in that time, even if you give little bit amount of heat to the crystal, what will happen? Again, there is a bond break.
Yes, sir.
Even that time, even holes and electrons will form.
Yes, sir.
So when bond breaks, how many electrons will be there? That many holes also will be there, right?
Yes, sir.
How many electrons will be there? That many holes also will form when bond is break, right?
Yes, sir.
But already free electrons are there. So here, majority charge carriers what?
Electrons.
Electrons are the majority charge carriers. Holes are
Minority
minority charge carriers, less charge carriers, because holes will form only when bond breaks. But if there is no breakage of bond also, there are electrons. So majority charge carriers here, so electrons. So electron n-type semiconductor it is. It is nothing but n-type. N-type means negative type. N-type semiconductor. It is n-type semiconductor. Can you say why we have to call it is n-type semiconductor? Now did you understand why we will call it is n-type semiconductor?
Yes, sir.
Because in this so when you are adding, what did you add here? What did you add?
Pentavalent impurity.
Yes. If you add pentavalent impurity, Prisha, hello.
Yes,
To what you added pentavalent impurity? To whom?
sir. Intrinsic semiconductor.
Yes. If you add pentavalent impurity to pure semiconductor, the pure semiconductor, then it forms n-type extrinsic n-type extrinsic semiconductor. Clear? What is n-type semiconductor? In n-type semiconductor, majority charge carriers are electrons. Minority charge carriers are holes. Clear, ma? Tejaswini, am I clear, ma?
Yes, sir.
So it is just when you add one atom, just if you add one atom, then one free electron we got. So when we are adding impurities like that, these free electrons, it won't stay at free. These are very ready to move from valency bond to conduction band. Okay, at room temperature, without rising anything, at room temperature, these free electrons will go from valency band to conduction band easily. Okay, clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. The crystal of the type of here, more amount of electrons are there, less amount of holes are there. So that is the reason majority charge carriers are electrons. So it is called n-type semiconductor. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Now look at this. So this is what you have to write when they ask write about the n-type semiconductor. You have to write, draw this diagram, and you have to write. And one more also you have to explain. Now I'm going to explain that. If you add pentavalent impurity to the semiconductor, pure semiconductor, it forms a n-type semiconductor, because in n-type semiconductor, majority charge carriers are holes, electrons, and minority charge carriers are holes. In the pentavalent, there are 5 valency electrons. 4 valency electrons are busy by making which bond? Covalent bond with neighboring silicon atoms, but one of the free electron is available. That free electron is ready to move to valency bond to conduction bond. So it conducts the conductivity, having conductivity at even room temperature also. That's what you have to explain. Clear? Prisha, am I clear or any doubt?
No doubt, sir.
Yeah, now look at this. One more also you have to write down. What you have to write, if you take conduction valency band, and if you take conduction band, in valency band, so many electrons are there, but whatever you added, that pentavalent, it having free electrons also, that free electrons will be in the separate energy level. Means these are little bit more, these are free electrons, no, these are separate energy level. Means these are very close to the conduction band. Even if you give small amount of energy, this electrons will jump from valency band to conduction band. Okay, so it forms one of the energy level. Understand clearly? It is called donor level. This is called donor level, means free electron, donor level. It forms, the free electrons forms one of the level, that is donor level. That donor level is energy is 0.01 electron volt, means a very small amount of energy. If you give to this, then it goes from valency band to conduction band. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Take, these are the electrons. So free electrons forms a level that is called donor level. That donor level is a 0.01 electron volt from the valency band upper state to this level. If you give this much of small energy, these electrons will go from here to here. Okay, so don't feel that the distance between the donor level and conduction band is large. No, okay. This gap, this energy gap is very, very small. This energy gap is very, very small. Why? Because if this energy gap is more, again it is insulator only. So this energy level is energy gap is very, very small. To understand, I have given diagram like that. This energy gap is very small. It's very near to the donor level. Immediately, a small amount of energy, electron will jump immediately to the conduction band. Clear, everyone? Prisha, am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this is about the N-type semiconductor. Likita,
Sir.
clear, ma?
Yes, sir.
Who will form the donor level? So whatever the free electrons are there, that free electrons occupies the discrete energy level, okay? Because it won't be in the crystal, you know, right? That free electrons won't be in the crystal. Why? Because that are free. So it occupies some other level of energy, okay? So that levels are called donor level. Likita, clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now, what we are going to add? If we add trivalent impurity to the pure semiconductor, then it forms extrinsic semiconductor. Or p-type semiconductor. We will discuss why it is p-type. Very easy, okay? If you know the n-type semiconductor, happily you can discuss about the p-type semiconductor also, because very, very easy. Now look at this. Again, once look at the crystal of silicon. Again, same thing, same story, even we will write here, a small changes. Same story, but small changes. Risha? Oh, Risha?
Yes, sir.
In silicon, how many valence electrons will be there?
4.
That 4 valence electrons are free or not?
Yes.
Are they free?
Uh,
No, I can't hear it. No, right? That
No.
free electrons, what they are doing?
Uh, they are
They
being
are busy in
shared.
forming the covalent bond with
Covalent
the
bond.
neighboring free electrons. Okay, neighboring valence electrons. Okay, this is what it is happening. Now it is not silicon. Here pentavalent impurity that I have to add. So pentavalent impurity, example, what pentavalent electron that we will add? Sorry, trivalent. Trivalent examples.
Aluminium.
So we will add aluminum. In aluminum, how many valence electrons will be there?
3.
So 3 electrons, what will happen means that 3 electrons are busy by making a covalent bond with the neighboring silicon atoms, okay?
Yes, sir.
But one more is vacant.
Vacant.
Free place, right?
Yes, sir.
Because there is no anything, so that is why it is free. Now look at this. So diagram will be like this. Okay. Now, if there is any vacancy, now what will happen?
It will.
These neighboring electrons will try to jump from here to here.
Yes, sir.
If it is jump again here, what will happen?
Hole will form.
Yes, even holes will form like that. Even it can happen like that. Otherwise, if I give small amount of heat, again what will happen? Bond can break.
Bonds can break.
If bond break, electrons will form, even holes also will form.
Yes, sir.
Already there is a hole.
Yes,
Again,
sir.
holes are forming. So in the,
So will happen.
yes, more amount here in p-type, what are the majority charge carriers?
Electrons.
P-type.
Sorry. Holes.
Yes, majority charge carriers are holes. Minority,
Electrons.
so holes we consider as a positive charge, right?
Yes, sir.
So that is why p-type, positive p, okay?
Okay. Yes, sir.
Here there is no excess of electrons, deficiency of electrons are there, okay? So less amount of electrons are there. So if we add trivalent to the pure semiconductor, then you will get p-type semiconductor. In the p-type semiconductors, majority charge carriers are hole, minority charge carriers are electrons. Now what will happen means, this whole when it forms the hole, what you have to write here, when you add trivalent impurity to the pure semiconductor, so what will happen means, three valence electrons are busy by making covalent bond with neighboring silicon atoms, but one vacant is. In that one vacant, neighboring electrons will try to jump. When it is jumping, then when electron jumps from here to here, their holes will form. So again, this electron jumps from here to here, hole here it will form. So looking like holes are moving. Even electrical current is there, whole current also it is there. Electrical current is lesser than whole current, because here majority charge carriers are holes, minority charge carriers are electrons. That's what you have to write. This trivalent impurity is nothing but, trivalent impurity is donor or acceptor? Trivalent impurity, it is accepting the electrons, right? It can accept the electrons because
Yes.
there is a one vacant. So it is acceptor. Trivalent impurity is acceptor. It will expect, okay? There is a vacant, so it is the acceptor. So with this, that is the thing you have to write here. After this, what you have to write? Look at this. After this, with the band, energy band diagram, you have to write some more information. For PUC, no doubt, N-type or P-type, one semiconductor one question will be there in the question paper, especially for PUC. Now see, conduction band, valency band. In valency band, electrons are there. In conduction bands, electron may or may not be there. Okay, if electrons are there, that are definitely conduct the electricity. Okay, may or may not be there. So now what will happen? There is one of the level. That level will be here. Acceptor level. Before is donor level, now acceptor level. Acceptor level. So here what will happen means 0.03 electron volt will be there. That level is 0.03. Means you have to give little more energy to jump this electron from here to here. Before, very less amount of energy if you give, it will jump. But here, little more amount energy that you have to give, because here holes are there. Electrons will jump to holes, it will form again, it should jump from here to here. So you have to give more amount of energy. Here holes forms one of the energy level. That energy level is nothing but acceptor level. So it is valency band. Valency band, higher energy level it is. Valency band, lower energy level it is. Valency band, higher energy level it is. So the energy gap between valency band, higher energy level, and acceptor level is very small than the forbidden band gap. Forbidden band gap. Forbidden band gap means the gap between valency band higher state to conduction band lower state. Between these two there is a gap, right? That gap is called forbidden band gap. So the energy gap between valency band higher energy to acceptor band higher energy, higher level, between that how much energy is there, energy gap is there, that energy gap is smaller than the forbidden band gap. Am I clear? Tejaswini, am I clear, ma?
Sir, can you repeat it once again?
Come on. It is valency band, right?
Yes, sir.
Valency band having lower energy level.
Yes, sir.
Valency band having higher energy level.
Yes, sir.
Now this level is what? Acceptor higher energy level.
Yes, sir.
So the distance between acceptor higher energy level to valency band higher energy level, there is a gap, right?
Yes, sir.
That gap is called acceptor level.
Yes, sir.
Now this gap is very smaller than the forbidden band gap. You know what is the forbidden band gap?
Yes, sir.
Forbidden band gap is nothing but valency band higher level to conduction band
Lower level.
lower level. That is called forbidden band gap. So when you compare with this gap is very small. That's what they are telling.
Okay, sir.
Not other than that. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Yes. So in the p-type semiconductor, Holes are the charge carriers. Holes forms more amount of current because holes are majority. These electrons will go from here to here, here to here, here to here, here to here. It forms holes. These electrons will go from here to here, here to here, here to here. It forms holes. So holes will form because more number of holes will be there, less number of electrons will be there. So in the p-type semiconductor, holes are the majority charge carriers. So current forms due to holes. In n-type semiconductors, what are the charge carriers? N-type semiconductor, what are the charge carriers?
Electrons.
Electrons. In p-type semiconductors, what are the charge carriers?
Holes.
In p-type semiconductor, holes forms certain level. That level is called acceptor level. Okay. This acceptor level, the energy gap between valency band higher level to acceptor level is very smaller than the forbidden band gap. Now, are you clear about the forbidden band gap? What is the forbidden band gap?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, forbidden band gap means conduction band lower level to valency band higher level. This gap is called forbidden band gap. This gap is very more than this gap. That's what we have to remember. In the n-type semiconductor, this is not acceptor level. This is donor level. Means in this here in this region, there is a electrons. These electrons are very ready to move. Here 0.03 electron volt. There 0.1 electron volt. That's what. So that is the p-type and n-type semiconductors. Prisha,
Yes, sir.
am I clear? What is the p-type semiconductor? What is n-type semiconductor?
Yes, sir.
So for the pure semiconductor, if we add pentavalent, that pure semiconductor will become
Uh, P-type semiconductor,
if we add pentavalent if we add
pentavalent,
pentavalent
N-type semiconductor, sorry, N-type semiconductor.
n-type, because in pentavalent means 5 free electrons will be there. In that, so 5 valence electrons will be there. In that 5 valence electrons, 4 valence electrons are busy to forming the covalent bond with neighboring atoms. Okay.
Yes, sir.
1 electron remain rest. That electron is free. Okay. That free electrons is ready to jump from valency band to conduction band. Okay.
Valency band to
So majority charge carriers are electrons, minority charge carriers are holes.
holes.
Clear, right?
Yes, sir.
And that free electrons forms one of the band. What is that band?
Forbidden band gap.
No. Forbidden band gap is nothing but should be very clear about that small points, because small point if you
Yes.
write properly, then we can increase everything. Okay, that are very important. So valency, it is conduction band lower level, low level, and
Valency band,
valency band high level.
higher
Between
level.
there is a gap that is called forbidden band gap. Okay,
Energy gap.
right
Forbidden
now
gap. Yes, sir.
free electrons forms some of the level, right? Discrete energy level. What is that energy level we called? Donor level. This level is called donor level.
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is called donor level. And this conduction band is not so far. It is very close to the valency
Very
band.
near the
Very near to the donor level. Okay, easily electrons can jump. Remember that. To explain that, I have written like this. Actually, it is very near. How much near means? Like this. Like this. Conduction band. Okay? That
Yes.
much close. To explain what is the forbidden band gap, I drew like that. But actually, it will be like that. Now, what are the free electrons are here? That electrons are just 0.01 electron volt. If you give, it will jump to the
Valence
conduction band. Okay.
conduction band.
Yes. Clear, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Look at this. One small note point. Because for problems, if you want to solve the problems, these points are very important. Note. What is any? What is any number density of electrons? Means how many electrons are there? That is the Ne. NH is the number density of holes. Relation between Ne and NH. Tejaswini,
Sir.
clear ma?
Yes, sir.
So Ne is the number of electrons. So majority charge carriers in p types. Ne is the majority charge carriers in n type. Ni is the NH. NH is the majority charge carriers in p type, right?
Yes, sir.
Then Ni. Ni is the number density of semiconductor. Number density of semiconductor. Number density means the sum, the total of Ne and NH is nothing but semiconductor. Ni. Ni is the number density of semiconductor. Then Ne NH equal to Ni square. In p type, NH is more than Ne. In n type, Ne is more than NH. Teshni, am I clear, ma?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So what is the relation between Ne and NH? Ne, NH equal to Ni square. Here Ni is the number density of semiconductors. In semiconductor, holes will be there and electrons also will be there. So that is the reason, that is the relation between them. Important to solve problems on that. They can ask. See, once this lesson is very, very important. That's why I'm moving very slow to this lesson. There is no any revision. Again, I don't want to give any revision. Once if I explain, by the next day, I'm going to conduct test on it. So please read carefully, because even I have to start revision for first year also. Okay, first year revision I will start each and every topic. I will try to explain the first year important topics, which type of problems they are asking. Even including that, even second year also, once again revision. Every lesson on that problems, which type of model problems are there, I will teach. Okay, so much work is there. So these 2 months, December, January, please don't take any holidays. If you take any leaves, till now, so many members of you, maybe you attended to the some of the classes, you didn't attend to the some of the classes. So these 2 months, at least if you attend properly, definitely I'm telling that whatever we are going to plan the revision schedule, definitely you will reach to the nice, you will get very nice marks. Okay, even 10 years papers we are going to give. In that you have to solve that. If you have any doubts, you can ask us. Even I don't leave once. If I give the question papers, I don't say that you solve. I will explain whatever doubts you have. I know that which type of doubts you will get. Regarding to the question paper, before that, I will try to explain the each and every concepts. Okay, I don't allow you to do question paper your own. First, we will give that. I will explain the once again. I will do the revision. Then I will explain. I know which type of points that you are getting. We will get doubts. So that topics once again I will explain. So these 2 months, don't take any leave. Then it will be very useful, very useful for you. I'm telling, I will make sure that the way I will give revision, definitely you will feel free. Yes, whatever we are taking revision, it is enough, so we can get the good marks. You will feel like that. Those who are preparing for competitive, I will make sure that even first year important concept that I will explain, one class, one important concept, and second year revision. So 145 minutes first year revision, one topic I will explain. So the topic, if you keep in your mind, that is enough. So second 45 minutes second year revision for. So like that I will plan, or one day, like one day first year, one day second year, like that I will plan. So I'm going to plan still and start. So once if I complete this lesson, my revision schedule you can see. Before only I will try to give you the timetable also. According to the timetable I will teach. Please, these 2 months are very important. Don't take any leave. Once again, you are going to learn the second year. So by that, I am telling that you no need to practice. Even I will give the practice to you. In class itself, one topic I will write. In that topic, what are the questions they are going to ask, which type of problems they will ask, everything I will ask. I will ask and I will write. So there will be interaction between here, how many members are there, that many members, and with me. So feel like it is an interaction class. Every concept that you will get, I will make sure like that. So please don't take any leave in these 2 months. Utilize very nicely. I will tell you, definitely will get very good marks in the CBSE. So my target, and some of the students, those who are preparing for a KSET and a NEET, JE, that members also very important these 2 months. Very helpful. Okay. So this topic soon I will try to complete. This is the very theoretical concept. Extrinsic semiconductor and intrinsic semiconductor, these are very theoretical concepts. Remaining concepts are very easy. I will try to move very fast. By this Saturday, mostly I will try to complete by this Saturday. Okay. So if I take little bit extra time also, I will take and I will complete. Okay, see you in the next class. Please don't take any leave these 2 months. Likita, Banu Prasad, Tejaswini, Prisha, okay, please don't take any leaves. Attend to each and every class. There will be some useful time. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Likita, are you practicing anything for KSET or not? Did you start revision for KSET?
Reading chapters, sir. I didn't start practicing MCQs and all.
Okay, no need. Okay, that whenever I am explaining that revision schedule, in that each and every model sum I will explain. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, definitely. Second year and first year I will take care. I will see that question papers and last year, whatever they have given for KSET, for that you will get. Okay, don't worry.
Yes, sir.
Sir, we got the date sheet for our pre-boards.
When it is, ma?
Sir, it's starting from 21st.
Okay. To? Uh, 21st to? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay. But that time will you attend to classes or not?
Sir, I will try to attend the classes.
Prisha, so many classes that you missed in the. Okay. So what you will do? If whenever I'm explaining the second year concepts, that time you have to attend. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So timetable I will write and I will send and group. Okay, like Google Classroom. So second year class, second year revision, when it is there, that time you have to make sure that you have to attend. Okay.
Yes, sir. Sir, I will also send you the date sheet for the pre-board.
Okay, and what about, are you writing any KSET or something?
He said no, sir.
Any competitive examination that you are going to write?
Sir, NEET.
Then you have to attend, Prisha. Try to attend, okay?
Yes,
Because-
sir. I will attend most of the classes.
Yes, Prisha. Why? Because even you should get more knowledge in the CBSE, because so many classes you was not well that time. You didn't attend. I know.
Yes, sir. I missed a lot of classes.
Yes, please. These 2 months we will utilize very clearly, Prisha. Don't absent, okay? Don't take any
Yes,
leave.
sir.
Yes. Okay, Tejaswini. See you, ma. Sanchit, okay?
Thank you, sir.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.